So, time to continue with the anniversary platoon, and today I'll be driving two vehicles. Now I'll say this right away. The Breda 9053 is my favorite vehicle of this platoon. This truck is just amazing. It has a 90mm main cannon that's actually doing some pretty heavy damage on the vehicles in this tier. It is decently fast for a truck, 53 km per hour top speed, reverse 70 km per hour. It weighs 12 tons, 6 crew member, 132mm is the average penetration, reload 6 seconds. Armor wise, yeah, this is a truck. I mean, I can probably punch a hole through the door with my own fist on that vehicle, so it has absolutely no armor, but it doesn't really need any. Now the Turan III, which honestly I almost said Term 3. This is a very interesting vehicle visually because it has this fence. Now this is used to protect the vehicle against heat-based shells, and I think it can technically be used to protect the vehicle against some ATGMs and rockets. So that's very interesting. But it does look very similar to a Panzer IV, and honestly, if you remove the fence, it kind of does look like a Panzer IV, but it's decent as well. 75mm main gun, decent armor, overall decent speed, very good reverse as well, 43 km per hour, so decently maneuverable. And there is the M42, my apologies, which is a anti-aircraft SPAA. 20mm quad autocannons. It's also fairly fast. Reverse, however, the reverse is non-existent, but not a big deal. I haven't been using that SPA that often, but it does look like it's a decent anti-air AA vehicle, and it does seem like it's able to do some damage to tanks as well. Multi-purpose SPAA, I guess. It's yeah, the thing that is kind of interesting about that little tank, or I guess technically a tank. Anyway, let's start with the Doom truck. That's how I'll call this thing, the Doom truck. Now I love this thing. It has no gun depression from the front because well, there goes a Panzer IV, I guess. The shell does just so much damage when it goes in. You can lower the gun when it's facing forward because of it's a truck, so yeah, obviously you can't go through the truck, but if you are aiming sideways like I'm aiming at the moment, you can actually lower the gun quite a bit. It has APC, BC and APC, BC. It has 2 explosive AP ammo. Also has heat, high explosive. Can be used to shoot down planes as well, I believe, but with this we are not hunting planes, we're hunting tanks, because that's definitely a big gun. Well, big gun for this tier, I guess, but yeah, gun suppression when you position the vehicle in this way is actually good. Gun suppression when facing forward is not good because of the driver, and because I mean it's a truck, of course. You can't really go through the truck. The turret rotation speed is not fast, not fastest, and of course high explosive, if it lands anywhere close to you, will destroy the vehicle. However, it is actually surprisingly maneuverable for its size. I mean, it's literally a truck. I mean, it's literally a gun attached on a truck. That's what this is, and I love it. That was some bad aim on my part on the start. I took a hit, but yeah, the driver is in the front, so it survived, which is funny. But yeah, now let me repair. You can get torn to shreds by high explosive, by bombs, you can get torn to shreds by machine gun fire. I mean, as I mentioned before, no armor at all. If you were to punch the door, your fist would probably go through this vehicle. That's how thin the armor is. So we're talking about very thin armor here. And as we always say, no armor is best armor, because you will have moments where the shell will just go through the vehicle and do no damage. And in low tier that's actually quite common. When you're fighting low tier vehicles, usually players will use AP ammo, and that AP ammo, if they don't know where to hit you, it will just do no damage, or very little to no damage. And that's why I love to drive this thing, because it's so surprisingly effective. So surprisingly effective, and honestly, it's fun. It definitely is a lot of fun. Hunting tanks with a truck, that's just peak gaming right here. The reverse is bad though. I mean, 7 km/h for a truck. You know, I'm very sure if I slammed the accelerator while in reverse, I could get this up to 20-30 km/h in reverse. I mean, it has a big engine, and you know, a lot of horsepower, a lot of torque. So you should be able to go faster than 7 km/h. Fairly sure it would be able to actually go faster, but I guess balancing reasons. Would be pretty crazy to have a truck that's able to go like 30 km/h in reverse with a 90mm main cannon that's able to one-shot most vehicles, by the way. That APC BC shell is just nasty, I'll tell you that right away. It quite literally is, I think, I mean, definitely very good damage with this. And just like that, 6 destroyed vehicles and a victory. That was actually fun. That was fun. I love this thing. It's such an odd tank. Well, tank, a truck. It's not a tank. Now let's jump in the Turan III. Now this vehicle, it does feel like a Panzer IV. If you play the Panzer IV, that's exactly how this plays. It has a good gun, has APC, BC and hit ammo. Basically you get the same ammo loadout as you get on the tank destroyer, which is, I guess, nice. I primarily use the AP ammo on this vehicle. It gets the job done, I have no complaints about it. It's nice. I mean, overall, it's a decent vehicle. You have to be very careful though. The side armor is very weak, and the front armor is a little bit flat. Some parts are angled, but primarily it has the boxy Panzer design. So if you get hit in a flat part, very little to no angle, most shells will be able to go through. I use this vehicle in a very similar way as I use the Leopard, surprisingly, since it has a very good reverse speed, so you can reverse out very quickly after shooting. The main gun's accuracy is also fairly decent. The shells do good damage, and overall it's a decent vehicle on paper. When I used it, it's also that was surprisingly ricochet. Did not expect that, but that's one of the moments where I use heat, and yeah, heat in the flat turrets and overpressure kicks in. But the accuracy, as I mentioned before, is decent. The shell does some good damage, and overall it is definitely a playable vehicle. Its main gun is actually able to go through a lot of armor. You have to be a bit accurate though, you have to aim at the weak spots, but not a big deal with its accuracy. Usually the shell goes where you want it to go. However, you have to be careful about that side armor. You don't want to show the side armor to anything, because it's very thin. Even a SPAA shell will probably go through the side armor on this vehicle, so that's one thing to watch out for. The tank is actually fairly tall as well, so you can definitely take advantage of some hold down positions. The gun depression is decent, not the best gun depression, but honestly it will get the job done, not a big problem. Not a big problem at all. It's able to shoot around rocks and stuff like that just fine. And despite its armor being not the best, the survivability was actually not that bad. I usually carry not much ammo when I'm driving these vehicles because that's just how I got used to nowadays. But you will be able to run out of ammo very quickly if you're driving this, so you can definitely carry a bit more ammo than usual while driving the low tier vehicles. You will be firing that main cannon a lot. And I think in this video here I did run out of ammo. I forgot really, because I was again playing a lot. I kind of expected a different anniversary, but I guess this is fine. I actually expected air mode to be launched on the anniversary. Would be one way to celebrate the anniversary with a new game mode, but I guess this will do. I won't complain. And now I'm rushing the base. That's something I don't usually like to do, because when I rush the base, that usually ends up in a big fail. That's surprisingly good. I mean, I say surprisingly. The shell does good damage. It's a 75mm explosive AP shell, and against the older vehicles, it actually does really well. The small caliber guns are a bit more problematic in higher tiers, where the vehicles have a bit more protection, a different armor layout, different technology. In the old vehicles, it does get the job done really well. Explosive AP ammo is definitely the best type of ammo in low and medium, in mid tier. I would also, I mean, I guess in top tier can work, but in top tier you have the APFSDS ammo, which is players' favorite, my favorite included. So I guess at the end of the day, I mean, yeah, I'm not complaining. Definitely, it is, going to get the job done. And well, with that being said, that was the two vehicles, the battle truck, the Doomsday truck, and the Turan III. Both are fantastic vehicles, and I had fun driving them. I definitely had a lot of fun driving them. And with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed. If you would like to support me, feel free to like and subscribe. And with that being said, stay safe. As always, I'll see you next time.